We have said from the beginning that this kind of one test that determines your life is not accepted anywhere in the world. Not Harvard, not MIT, not Oxford, not the IAS, not the TNPSC. None of these say that one exam written on one day without any other variable should be the basis of determining your future. Especially after COVID came, most of the big universities of the world have stopped taking SAT, GMAT, nothing. Because we know from analysis that these tests are inherently biased. They work towards the people who have access to good education, have wealth, have access to training institutes, have access to online training. So it is not a level playing field. In a democracy, our job is to create level playing fields. In fact, you can measure the quality of a democracy by seeing the extent of social mobility. யாரெல்லாம் இங்கேருந்து இங்கே போக முடியுமோ, then if you see cases like that, you know you have a good democracy. So this notion of NEET, I'm not even talking about who, why, what. It is fundamentally, academically a bad notion. On top of that, there's a different problem. Why is it that medical colleges, which are 100% funded by Tamil Nadu government, physically located in Tamil Nadu, which are for the 85% non-all India quota allocating at least in design and in principle only to Tamil Nadu students. Why should we take somebody else's test? Isn't that an infringement on our rights? Then I ask the final question. If our previous system was so bad that it needed change, how is it that we are the number one state in India in terms of both access to medical education, number of doctors per thousand people, etc.? We are clearly seeing the consequences of bad policy, right? When we had it in our control, we gave incentives for rural service. We made sure that even the healthcare quality between urban and rural was somewhat kept level. Now they have removed all those flexibility from us and said it must go only based on the exam. That means you're no longer talking only about medical education, you're talking about health policy. The Honorable Prime Minister and his entire cabinet are the ones who told us that health is a state subject, right? When they said they wouldn't buy vaccines. If health is a state subject, how is a union or a centrally administered exam and act interfering with our ability to deliver health to our people in the rural areas? So it is profoundly bad in every way.
So the opposition question the legal validity, sir. Even ADMK welcomes the bill. They say when there is a law, existing law in union government,
listen,
state government cannot
we can all speculate. I assume that with the right level of legal kind of luminaries and inputs, the law has been made in anticipation that there will be challenges. My question is, the previous law that was passed unanimously in the House, it never got to be tested judicially. Why? Because the president didn't sign it for 2 years, then he sent it back, and then the government didn't even notify the House that the bill was sent back unsigned. So after it gets signed, we will test whether the validity stands or not. We believe it will. That's why the Chief Minister has brought the bill.
It will be delayed like the previous bill?
No, so that's our job. Our job is to keep pushing and not to keep hiding like they did for 2 years. We are going to keep asking every week, every month, what happened? Where's the bill? We have sent it. So they have to give us some answer one way or the other. This notion of denying democracy through delay, just as justice delayed is justice denied. Then democracy without signature is also democracy denied, right? We have passed a unanimous bill, the representatives for 8 crore people who live in Tamil Nadu. So union government should show how much kind of akkarai, patru they have for democracy, how much they care about democracy. Let's see what they have to say.
So BJP has walked out of assembly and they call it political drama. How do you say this?
These 4 people, yeah, they have the right to their opinion.
How do you respond to the accusation from the BJP that the BMP is trying to confuse the students and playing with the lives of the students?
No, what are we confusing? From day one, we have always said that we are against it. From day one, we have said we will stop it. From day one, we have said all the things I've said today. It's against the principles of natural justice. It's against the notion of independence of state legislatures. It is against good academic kind of standards all over the world. I mean, we're not the only guys in the world who run exams, right? We're not even the first. There are many people who run common entrance exams. So I don't think our position has changed even 1%. I hope you all remember the first time that we had one of these bad events when Anita is a grotesque case. You may remember what I said at that time. I said, a day like this, I am ashamed to say that I'm a politician, even though I am an opposition politician, because here is a girl who comes from a Adi Dravidar background, poor. Her father is a vegetable seller with a talluvandi, without a mother, was enormously talented. Can you imagine overcoming all of those things to get the phenomenal mark she had? Like out of this world mark. She was even eligible for MIT Aeronautical Engineering, which maybe like 20 people in all of Tamil Nadu will get. After getting that, she was so keen on doing service to the community and wanting to be a doctor that she gave up that seat, because then, including the union ministers and the state ministers, kept telling her, we'll give you a Vidhi Vilakku this year, just like we did in the past. So, of course, nobody is directly controllable of for any other person's behavior. But on a day like that day, I asked the question, why are we in public service if we cannot prevent such enormously talented people who have overcome so many odds to come to this level? If we cannot prevent wasting their lives, let alone wasting their potential, then why should we all do public service? I asked the same question today. So our position has not changed. If we cannot do better, that means we are not capable enough to do better. We are trying our hardest, and we have not changed 1% since then.